Hi girlies, and welcome back. I'm happy that you're here. If you're returning, things are a little bit different in my room. I have a few new little art pieces, which is exciting. I just now realized that they would be in my new video, so let's see how it looks when I'm editing and everything. But I just want to quickly apologize. I feel like if you're just seeing like sporadically one of my videos, this video and the last two are kind of like all over the place. Normally I cut off from the videos the parts that I'm talking about like my personal life, and I leave just like the more uplifting messages. But let's see. I hope that after this one I can get back just into the messages and that's of my life. But we'll see what like I feel moved and more like inspired to do. And I feel a little bit like I'm oversharing. The things that I say on here, like I normally don't even tell the people in my life, and there are things that I'm actually not wanting to talk too much about. Like I'm not wanting to talk too much about them to the people in my life. So I feel like it's a good outlet to talk about it to you guys here and what I'm thinking. I also think it's a little bit of like I can just say it and I don't need to hear people's opinion about it. Because, okay, this goes exactly hand in hand with what I want to talk about. I was talking in my last video about how I was deciding to not be celibate. And if I can be like 100% truthful with you guys, I was completely planning on having yesterday. I went on a date and I was like fully like it's about to happen, like 5 years of celibacy, it's over. Oh god, why does this make me want to cry? Guys, I'm literally like looking for a therapist. I'm gonna start going to therapy. I realize that I think the cut is deeper than I imagined, and I would really benefit from some professional help. So maybe this is your sign to also go after it. And I fully didn't have sex yesterday. I don't know if I can say that, but whatever, I didn't. But I went on a date, it was really cute, and it really made me feel pause for me crying. It really made me feel like understood and seen and valued. What I was saying in the beginning about like my friends and the people not understanding me is that I think I have one friend that is like proud of me and is like, yeah, you should like wait for the right person, and like she's more like of a religious side, so we relate more to that, like in that way. But the rest of my friends, like, there's one of my friends that literally told, when I told her I was in this moment of like kind of struggling, I thought it was more like of a personal choice of not finding the right people, and I think that is it. But I also feel like in a way I'm very hurt and I haven't really processed a lot of my hurt. But I was telling my friend that I was like closed off and waiting for the right person and everything, and she literally turned to me and was like, no, like you should really try to just have sex once a month with random people from Tinder. And I was like, I don't know, I feel like today, nowadays, in like the hookup culture and everything, a lot of people put their worth on if they're hooking up with people and if they're decided by other people, and they don't try to work to provide that safety and that security and that like self-love and like that admiration for themselves. They just look for people that can offer that to them. But that's very fleeting. Like when the person leaves, that sensation also leaves. But when you work on offering that to yourself and building each block and getting yourself there, then like no one can take that away from you. And I don't know, guys. I went on that date that I showed you guys and that I talked to you guys about, and I was a little bit crying after. And I felt like the guy was super nice and everything, but the vibes were a little off when we didn't have sex. The vibes just became like a little like heavy, and then I just left, and it made me like I think that he was nice. It just made me feel like kind of like bad and like weird, and like I didn't really enjoy it. I enjoyed the whole thing except for the energy in the last few moments, and I was just like, it's not for me. Like I don't really want to like even talk about that. Like he was nice and everything, but energy doesn't lie, and the energy was speaking volumes of just like not good energy. I don't know. I can't like really explain it. My friend later asked me how it went and everything, like why didn't we have sex and everything, and I was like, why would we? I don't know. I think I'm getting off track. But I went on this date literally 2 days after I went on that other date. And what inspired me to go and text the guy that I went on the date with yesterday was that as soon as I went on that other date, a guy that I was going on dates with texted me. And I had basically ghosted him for like 6 months. And it's the third time that I've accidentally ghosted him for like 6 months. And he texted me anyways. And I was like, this is inspiring. I'm gonna text the other guy that I want to date with because he really, I feel like he was like a really like CEO, powerful, grounded, like protective energy, and I feel like I needed a little bit of that energy after that other day that made me feel very all over the place. And this is all because I said that I was not gonna engage in any type of dating in 2025, but whatever. I think my biggest struggle is that like I think it also has a little bit to do with like having like more of an old fashioned mindset, but also a little bit of like the trauma and everything. I don't really know. But my thing is that I've only basically had like sex with boyfriends and people that I was like in a committed, loving relationship with that I enjoyed and they enjoyed me and above all respected me and cared for me and wanted to engage sex in like a nurturing and loving way and not just like in a lustful way. And I had sex with one other person that, so basically I had sex with 3 people, which is crazy to say. Like, I don't say this a lot to the people in my actual life, and when I do say this, people are like gagged, but I don't really care. I feel like some things just are what they are, and we don't need to be like shameful or anything about the things. And sometimes I wish that I was different. Sometimes I wish that every time that people were like actively really wanting to me, I would just really want to do it back. That's not my case, I guess. And my issue, I think, at the moment is that the older that you get, the more difficult it is to have like develop friendships with men in like natural scenarios. Like I go to college, but my college is like mostly girls and gays, and the course that I'm doing at least. And it's like difficult when you're older to develop like a relationship and then like fall in love. So you go more into the dating, and people, I don't know, at least in Brazil, really expect to be having sex on the first date. I know that some people in other cultures like don't even kiss on the first date. I don't know how that works, but I'm old. I'm like really down for the kissing, but I'm not down to have sex with people that I don't truly enjoy, and I know they're enjoying me. And I don't know. My struggle is that I feel I'm getting completely off track. I'm sorry if this is just me blabbering, but I want to get to what happened on the date that really like helped me shift perspective. I really like I go on these dates and I get kind of like freaked out at them because it seems like the men are so like in a way desperate to be having sex, and I'm like, I enjoy you, but not enough, and I don't feel like comfortable, and like I don't feel like the vibes are right to be doing this without it just being like lustful, and the lust of it all doesn't turn me on. I feel like the moments that have been more turned on in the last few like in this last year and the last few months, one one of the times was when I was meditating with one of the guys that I was on a date with, and we were like holding hands at one point and meditating, and like the vibes were so nice, and I swear I was like, and the other time was right after like it was basically yesterday. We were like almost having sex, and something just made me want to cry, and I was like I'm just like really like impacted by this because I'm like shocked that this is how I feel about this. This is why I feel like I need to do therapy. Like I can't do it if it's not someone that like I love and respect, and I don't feel like I should be forcing myself to do it but like at the same time society expects us to do it. And I was basically telling him like it's really hard. I think like I'm a little traumatized. I don't know. I almost started crying, but I was like held back tears, and I was just like, I feel like I'm a little bit traumatized. Um, it makes you feel scared to engage in this type of like thing with people that I'm not like really like having like a full like relationship with. It doesn't have to be like dating, but I think maybe in a way it kind of does have to be dating. But it's hard nowadays to start dating someone. I don't know, guys. I don't even think I have to be dating the person. I just I'm like stressed. I don't know, like what am I even saying at this point? I need to get back onto my planned videos because what is this mess? But okay, so we were making out, and then it's very clear when people are like ready to have sex. But I was trying to get myself in the mindset to be ready. I think that's what made me be a little bit sad because I was like, I just want to do it, like end the celibacy, set myself free in this way. But I just couldn't get myself to do it because I was like, this doesn't align with like my, in a way, like expectations and my desire of the situation to be like making love with someone that I enjoy and enjoys me, and not just lustfully having sex with someone and then like maybe not even talking to them again, and just I don't think that aligns with like my values. I don't know. And then I just said I almost kind of crying, and then I told him this, and he was so sweet. And then I was telling him that like I thought it was hard because it's like really like rare to find someone that just wants to get to know you and like go on dates with you and construct a relationship that is just built on like sexual desire and like lust for each other. Which sounds kind of like bizarre, but nowadays in dating culture it's like all about the lust and the sex, and people don't give a fuck about each other and their feelings and are not really caring about mixing their energies, and it's just I guess there's people that are, but I don't know many. I don't think I know anybody. I think I know one person. But and then I was saying this to him, and he was just like softly smiling, and he was like, and I was like, oh my god, like you're exactly what I'm describing. And he was like the sweetest possible person ever. He was so nice. He actually thought that it was hot that I was saying this and that I didn't want to just have sex with him, like, because he wanted to have sex, and that I wasn't just like, if you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. I don't want to be like mansplaining it to you guys, but he thought it was lovely. He thought it showed that I like respected myself and that I was high value in a way, and that really shifted my perspective because it sounds like logical, but I really felt like something was wrong with me in the way of like people put so much of their self value if they're engaging in like sexual activities and if people are desiring them, and I feel like it gets to the point. It gets to the point in your life where so many people are actively trying to pursue you in that way that it loses like the kind of shine, like the appeal, and you just want like a good person to pursue you in like a loving and respectful way, and not all of these men just like trying to every single place that you go, everything that you do, like I feel like nowadays everything is so kind of like disturbed, and I felt like for a long time I was just trying to fight my like feelings about it. And just I was when I was celibate, I'm still celibate. I was just like embracing. I was like, no, I can't do it. But mentally, I was trying to get myself to get myself to a point where I could be engaging while I was celibate. And then I just realized that like, what am I doing? Like, there's no rush. Like, I don't have to settle. I can wait for the right people, and the right people are gonna be turned on by the fact that I feel this way. And I'm not gonna shame me and make me feel less and make me feel like I need to be doing it to have like a fulfilling life or to feel desired and wanted. And I need like someone to hold space for me also to deal with all of this baggage and trauma and all of these things. And I feel like that just shows like a real man or like provide like safety and nurture and hold space for you in that way. And little boys don't. So I feel like the message is just like, let's listen to our hearts and our intuitions and go with the flow and find someone that loves and respects us for who we are and not trying to shift and mold and become what society is expecting from us, because at the end of the day it's not going to work out. If we're pushing to do something that isn't meant for us, it's not going to have a positive result. And like my mom always says, there's like a lid for every pot. So there will be a lid for our pots, and we don't have to change or do things that make us feel sad or bad or not like ourselves. So let's have patience and let's be authentically ourselves, because the way that people will react to us being authentically ourselves shows a lot about if we want to be with that person or not. So let's have courage, girlies, and let's do it because it's worth it. Love you. See you soon.